Today, we will dive into the world of airfare selection. When it comes to choosing the right fare for a journey, travel professionals must possess the necessary skills and knowledge. Beyond understanding global indicators and journey types, there are several factors to consider when selecting fares. These factors include the predominant fare type, the predominant carrier, and the conditions that govern the fare. Let's begin by exploring the difference between normal and special fares. On international long-haul flights, such as Jeddah to Sydney or Jeddah to Chicago, a three-class configuration is typically available. First class is represented by the letter F, business class by C, and economy class by Y. In any class, there are two main types of fares, normal fares and special fares. Normal fares offer greater flexibility to passengers. They can be purchased at any time, allow changes without penalties, and are refundable when unused. These fares are particularly suitable for corporate travelers who often need to adjust their plans on short notice. However, normal fares tend to be the most expensive option. On the other hand, special or promotional fares are significantly lower in price compared to normal fares for the same route. However, they come with more restrictions. Changes to reservations may incur penalty fees, and there may be limited or no refund options if the ticket goes unused. Now, let's discuss the variations within normal fares. Unrestricted normal fares, also known as primary fares, generally permit unlimited stopovers and transfers as long as the total mileage flown remains within the maximum permitted mileage for the city pair. These fares are represented in fare displays by a single letter, such as F, C, or Y, and may be displayed as F1, C1, or Y1 in fare tables. On the other hand, restricted normal fares, called secondary fares, impose certain restrictions. These can include limitations on stopovers and transfers, specific seasons or days of the week for travel, or restrictions on flights or airlines used. Secondary fares are identified by codes like F2, C2, or Y2. They are priced lower than primary fares due to their restrictions. Some secondary fare codes may also indicate seasonal variations, such as H for high season and L for low season, or specific days of the week, such as X for weekdays and W for weekends. Most secondary fares do not allow for stopovers at intermediate points. Now, let's move on to special fares. These fares are promotional and come with more restrictions than normal fares. The restrictions typically revolve around the following aspects: length of stay, with minimum and maximum requirements, advance purchase requirements, limitations on reservations, payment, and ticketing, specific days or times of travel, eligibility restrictions, and refundability and changeability. Special fares can be published as fixed amounts. They are categorized into 5 main groups. The first category is public special fares, which can be further divided into 4 subcategories: late booking fares, advance purchase fares, also known as excursion fares or apex fares, public excursion fares, special airline fares, and excursion fares. The second category is inclusive to fares, which are divided into 2 subcategories: group inclusive to fares and individual inclusive to fares. The third category is public group fares, which can be divided into 4 subcategories: common interest group fares, incentive group fares, affinity group fares, and others. The fourth category is reduced fares for specific categories of persons. Lastly, the fifth category includes miscellaneous fares.